this episode, we clamp plywood together to make 2 rudders. We are inspired by Norwegian dragon style on the top of the rudders, and we are making the 2 tillers and the tiller bar. Hi, my name is Anna, and this is my husband Leif Erik. He came up with this idea to build a simple catamaran, put it in a container and send it from ice-cold Norway to Tahiti in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This way we could start sailing in paradise. I said, what a crazy idea. Let's do it. This is the adventure of building and sailing BareBare. Most of our building was done in plywood. We first studied the designs and then transferred the drawings onto the plywood. With jigsaws, we would cut out all the pieces. We glued them together with a lot of epoxy and with a lot of clamps. And another good thing in a big workshop, a lot of clamps available. To make the rudders, we used 2 layers of 18mm plywood and added another layer on part of the top to make it even stronger in that area. We shaped the trailing edges for water to flow better, and each piece was coated with epoxy on both sides and then glued together. Then the rudders were covered with epoxy cloth. We added our own design on the top of each rudder, birds' heads that were supposed to look like dragons from Norwegian woodcutting tradition. I did the design, and I must admit it did not look 100% like the one I tried to copy, but they turn out rather charming. Since we gave everything on BareBare names, what were we to call the rudders? In Norway, we have a word for people who's standing on the ladder going down into a boat. It's a comfortable and warm place to be while sailing, but totally in the way for other people that might want to go inside for extra clothes or even go to the toilet. We call them lukefugl. It translates to hatchbird, but it doesn't mean the same in English as our totally in the way bird. So anyway, one of the rudders was called lukefugl, and so which name did we give the other rudder? We decided that it should get another bird's name, and we called it lurefugl, which actually means decoy bird in English. You know, the wooden or plastic ones hunters use to fool birds while hunting. It was such good names for both rudders. We tried out the rudders on the boat and went back to Jan's workshop to continue.
It's minus 12 at the moment. Feels like minus 20 due to the wind. And I'm now going to show you BareBare.
So you can see far behind there, they're taking the rudders out from the boat and taking them to Jan's workshop. It's a mockingbird, and we're gonna paint it. We're gonna put it on Oddvar's car. Endelig.
Are you happy?
Yes. This is my color.
Guantanamo color.
Guantanamo. For each rudder we made a tiller, and the tillers were made in oak and beautifully shaped and rounded. And Oddvar took his pride in these tillers, and I think they got at least 20 layers of varnish. He also lashed ropes around for better strength and decoration. And the tillers were connected together with a long orange tiller bar, so that we could steer both rudders at the same time. The steering would be done sitting down on the hatch to one of the toilets with your legs down in the actual toilet room. If whoever was steering needed to go to the toilet, someone else would just sit down at the other tiller and take over the steering. And with flat sea, we could do the steering standing up, and I must admit, feeling and looking rather cool. We did put lots of love and effort into the rudders, carving out eyes and painting them very beautiful. And the rudders were to be connected to the hulls with 6mm ropes. So we drilled holes in the rudders, which would match the holes in the hulls. And with good quality rope, we later lashed it all together. It was almost like sewing. And we would later use the same method on hinges on the boat. It was simple and cheap, but also metal hinges, they would rust quickly. Thank you for watching this video. I put out new videos every second Friday, and Fridays in between I put out a short story of the building part. If you like what you see, subscribe and hit the buttons, and it's free. And if you want to support me, check out Patron, PayPal or Coffee. And patrons get the videos earlier, and they also get some extra material. And beside that, I have started making mugs for each episode. Check them out and please start collecting. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And you will find all links in the description below. Massive thanks to everyone who supports this project. It makes a huge difference.